Hello, this is for Computer Science 2. Today I'm going to be going over assignment 2. I'll be going over each question and yeah. Anyway, I apologize for being late for this assignment. I was supposed to do it after class, but it just totally slipped my mind. I would really appreciate it if I don't get late points on this. So, yeah, anyway, I'll go over all my questions. So the first question was, can I basically print out all the things in an array using recursion? And you can. So I will do that once. You can see, print out all the numbers in the array. And so I'll go over, so base case is if index equals array.length, then it will stop the recursion using return. And then during the array, it'll basically print out at the index of the integer, and then it will call itself and do index plus 1, so that way it goes to the next one, next one, next one, and then it goes all the way up to the top. So that's the first question. Second question is basically the same thing, but just do the same thing backwards. You start from the top, and then you go down to the bottom. So you set index to length minus 1. You do length minus 1 because sorry, I need some water. Anyway, as I was saying, so you do length minus 1 because you, in an array, it starts at 0, not 1, so then you have to, this would technically be 4, which is why you do length minus 1. Anyway, for the base case, if index is less than 0, then you stop the recursion. You do this so that way you get the last number. And so basically, you just print out at index, which would start at the top, and then you just subtract all the way down to the bottom. Once it hits 0, it goes through one more time, so it prints out the last number, and then when it's -1, when index is equal to -1, that's when this activates and it'll stop the recursion. Holy shit. I'm coughing like crazy. Okay. Anyway, so for the third one, this one was a little bit challenging because you have to find a way to store the value of like the lowest number so far in the recursion. And so that was one of the biggest challenges in this one. Basically, what you have to do is, in calling this integer minimum of the rest, basically it finds the minimum value by comparing to the next value recursively. So basically, the lowest number so far, it will compare, or the current number really, it'll compare it to the next number in the list, and whichever one comes out as the lowest, and then it will return that. Anyway, so I'll go on to the next one. This is the queen's solution, and so basically, base case, if solve equals 0, then it will print out 8 queen solutions found, and then it will call the display board method, which basically just displays the board. And if there's a queen in an area, it'll print a queen. And if there's not a queen in an area, then it'll print a dot. That being said, I'll go into some of the complex logic. So for example, the solve method right here, so starts off with this if statement. Basically, if all queens are placed, then return true, because then it's okay, it's possible to place all 8 queens on a board without having them collide with each other. Some of the logic here, so basically, if a column is safe, then place a queen, and so it'll check to see if the column, move to the next column and return true. That's just part of the logic. And then, so if no or works, then you will return false, and then it will trace back. And then over here we have some of the logic. So for this one, it goes by the column, and so basically it'll go check if that column is, it'll check if that column has a queen in it, if it will collide. And basically that's what all these 4 statements do. They'll do diagonal top and diagonal to the side as well. And so that's it. And then this will just print the board using a nested for loop. And so yeah, that is the assignment. I'm so sorry about this being late, but yeah, thank you.